Yeah. Rachel, did I just kick us off?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. It said that we already had a meeting in progress. So I don't know what that was about. Oh, wow. You can tell it's cold outside. I look like Rudolph. Um, so for Brooklyn, it looks like you're the only Patreon person here on time. Congratulations for being timely. Um, so Heather, Rachel, Becca, and I were just in the Canine Conservationists dog team call, where we're talking about our dog stuff, and we were about to go long, so I invited them over as well so that you all can it's basically the same format as our group coaching call. It's just us. Um, so while okay, Taylor and Anne are dropping in as well, I was figuring we can kind of start warming up with an update on Tooma from Rachel, and we can all troubleshoot and work through what's going on with him. And then yeah, since we've got a good turnout between the three of you, we'll probably jump right over to that. And then if we've got time, we can come back to talking about Skipper at the end.
You can
Yeah.
throw me into the mix too. I just posted a link.
Yay! Hi, Anne.
Hey, everybody.
Yeah, let me get. I actually don't have Patreon open yet, but yeah. So I think everybody more or less knows Tuma, more or less knows where things were at with him last summer. Which Brooklyn, you might be the only one who might not be super up to date on Tuma, but he's our new-ish English Cocker. Um, and he came to us he'd been through a couple different like versions of detection homes, some of which were kind of with varying degrees of successful within those homes. Most recently before us, he was with Paul Bunker and the Texas Tech Canine Olfaction Lab, where he was doing lab research, kind of helping. Our understanding is that he was like running on a treadmill and then had a little olfactometer in front of him and he had to tell when he could sniff something. So they were looking at the effects of exercise on sniffing acuity. Um, yeah, and he's got kind of a little list of things. On the behavioral side of things, he's got some resource guarding quirks, some spookiness with sounds and other things occasionally. Broadly, he's a pretty happy little guy, but definitely a soft, sensitive fella. And then the big thing that we've been working on is alerting reliably to odor when he finds it in the field. And then even bigger than that, actually, is he's really riding a line as far as interest in prey animals that we're trying to figure out whether or not we can troubleshoot. And yeah, you guys will be hearing a lot about him in Patreon once I've got him back. And we're taking him up to Alaska because this is either going to be uh yeah, we're kind of at a point where like we're no pressure on Rachel or anything, but like he's either going to figure out the like search strategy and focus and prey drive stuff or not. Um, yeah, because we take the crittering really, really seriously and really don't want to push it to the point where he does get himself hurt or hurts an animal or anything like that. So far, it's mostly just come up as off-task behavior while searching. He's never actually like flushed an animal and pursued it, but I think that's not because he wouldn't. So,
Yeah.
yeah, Rachel.
Yeah. At first, when I first got him from Kayla, I was mostly just focusing um on his alert stuff. I hadn't really seen as much of the maybe crittery stuff. And then I did, and I'm kind of piecing that together. Maybe I'll come back to that in a minute, but first I'll kind of just talk about what I was doing with his alert stuff. So I was really just focusing on having him stay at source. He already had a decent sit alert, but it like there were times that he would find something and kind of just like keep going, like find it, look at you, and be like, okay, I'm off. I'm gonna keep looking for more things. Um, And so I really just focused on like staying at source. And that progressed really pretty quickly. I think yeah, he's just so smart and picks things up really quick. So that um, progressed pretty smoothly. I was doing it like just inside for a while, getting like good long duration, staying at source, even if I was like around the corner or um, out of sight from me was still a little bit difficult. He would like want to come to me so that and then go back and like re-find it and then alert. But anyways, yeah, we focused on staying at source. And then I started moving outside and we kind of got to the point where he would stay at source, but he was kind of standing there. And so it was really only like a day or two. Um, what I've been doing is we'll walk out along a trail, and while we're walking out, I'll set scats out while he's not looking, and then when we turn around, I have him start searching, and we come down and he finds the scats. But I was starting off doing pretty like short, small searches outside, along trails to practice that alerting and staying at source. Um, and I think the day that it kind of clicked for him of like, oh, I should sit and stay at source, I did like a very small search. Like he would find it and alert, and then I would move it like a few feet away, and he would find it and alert and reward. And then I did that of searching like a few feet, and within that same training session, I ended up doing, I think I did three scats spaced out over maybe like 5 minutes. So they were still relatively close together. But what I did that time is I would have him search. When he found it, he was solid enough about staying at it that he would just kind of stand there and like watch me. And I would just kind of wait and act like I was continuing to walk and wait until he sat. And then as soon as he sat, that's when I would mark and throw his ball. Um, so I did that. That day, I left the scats there, and like the first time he would stand at a scat, and I had to wait. I could look back at video, I don't know exactly, but maybe like 30 seconds or so, and then he would sit and get rewarded. And so we did that, three scats up, and then we did the same thing down again. And that time he would find it and like wait a few seconds, maybe 5 or 10 seconds, and then sit, and then I would reward. And then our third time doing those same scats, I just left him. I didn't even pick him up. He would find it and sit right away, and I would reward. And so then after he did that three times, I just like picked those scats up, called it for the day, was like, this is perfect. Let's see if it stays in his brain. Um, and it seemed to. Like the next day, he was sitting and staying at source pretty well. And I've kind of shifted focus a little bit, so I kind of left that at a place where I liked it, and I'll be really curious when I start focusing on that again to see where he's at. But around then, I took him on a walk at a friend's place where they have like a trailhead that's on their private property. And so there's just not a lot of people, not a lot of dogs, a lot of wildlife. They have game cams where they see like so many wild animals up there. Um, and most of the time, the places that we go, I go to a lot of we have a lot of really nice trails in Missoula, and it's very like off-leash dog friendly. So there are people and like these trails are very heavily trafficked. Um, so I think for a while when I was taking him out, there just wasn't anything exciting for him to get interested in. And then it was when I went somewhere that was like so drastically different that I was like, oh, this is like kind of a different dog. He like zoomed off way further than he had ever gone before. Um, and yeah, so then that's kind of when I started focusing on that. Are we crittering? Like, what, where is his brain going? He would get like kind of zoomy. He'd just like take off really fast and come running back and like be way less responsive to cues. Like, usually I could call his name and he'd come right back and be like, yeah, what are we doing? And I just found that I like wasn't seeing any animals or anything, so I was like, I don't think he's like actually trying to chase or catch anything, just like something was different and more exciting for him. Um, so what I've been doing now is trying to find some of those more remote places and going out. For a little bit, all I was really doing was playing fetch or doing ball searches. I was, um, and like every once in a while, I'd put the ball away and kind of like let him do his dog thing and then rewarding with treats for check-ins. But yeah, I was really heavily just doing like ball searches and fetch, just kind of teaching him like these places with more exciting things out there. Actually, the more exciting thing is to still like engage and work and do whatever it is that I'm doing with him. Um, so yeah, I think that's been working. I feel like I don't have a great way to test it. Um, but I also took some video kind of when I was first starting to see that. And just in the last couple of days, I talked with Paul, who is who we had gotten Tooma from, and he was saying, this video that I showed him, he was like, Tooma actually looks really good. He's just kind of doing that spaniel searching. Um, and there were points that he pointed out to me, like, Tooma's checking in with you, and then when he's looking for like a little bit of guidance or like, hey, are we still searching together type of thing. And when I wasn't giving him anything, I was kind of just like continuing to walk. Then Tuma was like making his own decision to go out and like search further out that way, something like that. So my last 2 days, I haven't had as much time to get out and train. I've kind of just had to do the like get the dogs out in the morning so that we all make it through the day and not so much training. But I'm looking forward. I think tomorrow I can um, get out somewhere else and kind of try more. Oh, good question. I might actually. Yeah, I think tomorrow I can get out and go somewhere and try, yeah, kind of giving him more directionals and engagement and see if I feel like that um, changes how he searches. Yeah, I'll have to go to YouTube and see what I have on there. Just a
Yeah, I think it
second.
would be helpful for people to see. I feel like, and as you're pulling those up, it's been really interesting to like, I feel like the spaniels and the collies are just so opposite ends of these spectrums. Um, yeah, and I mean, everything I say, I'm like, I've handled like two or three of each of these breeds. So like, who knows? I haven't handled 100 Malinois to really say exactly where they fall. But like I think in general with the collies, it's so easy for them to get totally addicted to instruction and it starts looking like you're handling an agility dog. And they really like I know I really struggled with Barley first getting him into the field and just getting him to like go and search independently. And I think switching from that to the Spaniel has been probably challenging for both me and Rachel, where they I think if you're not kind of pinging them, like I really like Sarah Strumming uses the term of like having you want your dog to have a tab in their head open for you at all times. And I think Border Collies, like you have to encourage them to at least look at the other tab versus with the Spaniels, you kind of have to be the like annoying like MySpace page that is like playing music in order to stay online. Otherwise, they'll just like forget that it's open. Um, maybe.
There we go. Now I'm unmuted. This is one where he we're at a busy, this place is basically a dog park, but it has like miles of trails. Um, and to me, this kind of just naturally felt like a really nice search. Like he stays close, he's very responsive. Just show you as kind of a baseline. And I have my other dogs with me, so you'll see. I think you'll see Sugi. Yeah, there she is.
It's pretty choppy for me, Rachel. I don't know if it is for everybody else. Did you hit the optimize for video when you shared?
Uh, Probably not. Let me start over.
Cool, thank you. And just confirming, so we've got Anne and Taylor for other videos after this, yeah? Or do Callie, Robin, Brooklyn have any videos for us? Okay, great. Just
'Cause
that
I, yeah,
helps me think through time. Oh, go ahead, Callie.
yes. I, I did not get anything downloaded. So I wish I had because I have some questions about some stuff that's going on with my young dog. So,
You can always post stuff in Patreon too. And
okay.
we'll get back to it. So yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah. So then Rachel, just for your heads up, we'll probably give you about 5 more minutes with Tuba, and then just to make sure Anne and Taylor both get their time.
Cool. That sounds good.
Yeah.
I won't play this whole video, but he's
This way. Good girl. Yeah, Tooma, this way.
skip ahead a little. He's kind of like checking either side of the trail, doing a little bit of back and forth. It's okay.
Yeah, that actually looks really nice.
Yeah, so that was kind of like my baseline of like, yeah, this is nice searching. This one.
Come.
Oh, there he had hopped out of the car and like just kind of immediately took off. Here we go. So let's see. He's further off. He's going much faster. There are times that I was like, are you even sniffing or are you just like going?
Tooma. Hey. Come here. Easy, dude.
Toss.
Easy. What's it?
Yeah, so I think that fast, just like running off, to me initially felt, here we go. Yeah, just felt like, are you here with me or are you just kind of running around? Yeah, and when
Yeah.
I showed Paul that video, he was kind of like, no, he's just searching like a spaniel. So yeah, I wish I had more of an update of like, oh, I've tried this and it's worked or not. But at this point, I have some things to try and haven't had a great chance to try them yet. But
Yeah, and I think you're right that the difference is kind of like degree of dog traffic. The first one is a really, really high traffic area.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear how the directionals go, and yeah, Anne, and I'd love to hear if you've got thoughts after seeing these, or anybody else, obviously, but as our
Yeah.
resident setter
I know. This
person.
is my spaniel wannabe. Yeah, the second video, like, yeah, maybe I would probably say the same thing as Paul, like definitely faster than like the border collie like feeling we're used to, but it didn't feel like super out of control to me either, like for him. But yeah, like the first one probably is where I feel like you want to go from what you're saying or what feels like best to you. Um, the second one, yeah, doesn't seem like, sorry. I don't know if you can hear. I'm also dog sitting behind me. She's chiming in. But yeah, it still looked like like connected just a lot looser. And I think that's what you're saying, right? Like it was still like he was connected to you, but it was looser. I mean, maybe for those wildlife smells.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, like Paul pointed out sometimes that he did like a quick check-in, and when I didn't give him anything, then he was like, okay, I'll make my own choice. But like, yeah, he was like, hey, I'm here. So,
Hmm. And then both of them, there was a toy out he was searching for.
he was searching for a scat. Yeah,
Scat. Oh, okay, okay,
And he
okay.
did find it in this the second one you showed, right? Like when
he
we
did.
watched it all the way, he
Yeah,
does actually
yeah,
find it.
yeah, yeah. He does find it. When I first watched it back, I thought that he had kind of like zoomed past it and missed it. But then watching it again, when he first hops out of the car, he like takes off. I think he might have been going like where he had seen me come from, or
Hmm.
maybe he had smelled it. It's hard to say exactly, but um, yeah, it's interesting to watch back over time.
Yeah. And I think the concern that we're part of what we're dealing with is when the connection is that loose, like certainty that when we don't know where our targets are, that he's covering ground appropriately, and especially
Mhm.
paired with his alert stuff, where it's like, okay, so if your alert is going to be a like 4 second pause and then continuing to sprint when you're that far away from us, like that can't really work with that. And then particularly, so Dax, my lab mate, handled Tooma in Oregon for a Martin project last summer for about a month, and he lost Tooma, or Tooma lost him. Tooma, like, we're not going to blame Dax for this, like, for like 20 minutes, I think twice, where he did fully take off and like came back. And Dax, and this is just an issue that we're having, where like Dax and Tuma are not, they're a good like emotional match. They actually like are very well bonded and like get along really well. But Dax's skill level is not at a point where he can dynamically read and address Tuma in the field. And like honestly, I feel like both Rachel and I are like hanging on by a thread with him. So yeah, that's part of what we're thinking about as well, is like, can we actually get him to that place, or like is that just too high of a bar and maybe we need to figure something else out for Dax this year? Or yeah, I think that's what makes it feel so scary, is to see it looking like that and knowing that like, okay, so when you're out there like that, if you were to flush a fawn, is there any chance in hell we're getting you back?
Yeah.
Um,
I did have one day we were just on a walk and um yeah, he was all three dogs were out of sight for a second, like not that unusual, and then the other two came back and yeah, Tuma was gone for yeah, maybe 15, 20 minutes also. I like took my other dogs back to the car and then came back out to look for him and then he had popped out of the trees looking he was scared that we had lost each other. But yeah, he must have who knows what
Yeah.
happened.
I've had that happen with Sue, and I know it's terrifying. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. The last time actually she had her GPS collar on, so that was really the only way we found her, or I found her, because I think she didn't know where I was either. Um, but I feel you. I feel you with that for sure.
yeah.
I mean, this may be rewinding a little bit from the end goal and the time frame for like Alaska work, but kind of where my brain is going is like something I'm working with Zoo now is like setups where um basically like at the very start of the trail. Um so I'm doing like I guess like in sport detection they call them like threshold hides, but like basically like really close to where I'm releasing her to search, there's a hide and like that's the only place. like instead of giving the option of this huge area to search, which I have done in the past for other reasons, for her to be able to feel like free to run and be herself. But at this point in her training, I've been doing more like things at the very beginning so that like that loose kind of like running out isn't productive, but being near me is productive. And I know you wouldn't do that for like another dog like that is really clingy or things like that. But I'd be curious like if you went because in that more trafficked area, he had like a really nice pattern. And in the maybe the more wild, I guess, quote unquote area, like putting the scat out really early so that being like near you is going to be more rewarding. And it's like a long,
Um,
it's like not a quick fix or whatever. I know you're not looking for a quick fix. It's the wrong word. That would take time to like build
Yeah.
that, but maybe just like,
But we do have 4 months, before
yeah.
he's in Alaska. And then when he's in Alaska, we've got 3 dogs. And yeah, depending on how everybody's looking hypothetically, he would go back to Martin's in July. And hypothetically, if he's not looking like he can do that, and Barley is, like hypothetically, we give Dax Barley, and I
hmm.
hold on to Tooma, and then we'll have Robin and Victoria and Skipper as backups as well. So if
Yeah.
yeah, because he has made some really great finds. Like that's the he's yeah, he's a tricky dog.
Doesn't that get you? Yeah. Yeah, I'd
Yeah,
be curious to that if like it's just like a pattern almost where he just like gets patterned to like I come out, I search and there's gonna be something there. I know like in the field that won't be the case, but like maybe to just get that pattern in his head, like
yeah.
Yeah,
But I mean,
teaching
our
that like
finds are dense enough that that's not like he will get that probably every other search in Alaska, especially if we set it up intelligently. Or we can just dump a gimme for him.
I wonder if it's
yeah, I
just
like
okay.
no, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I wonder if it maybe is a combination or if you have or if you do both methods, but of if the threshold hide helps with getting his brain engaged from the very start, or if he needs that like zoom around time, or does that only amp him up and then he can't settle back in? Like I feel like I don't know, part of me wants to say yeah, and maybe you have to kind of pick one. I don't know. And try.
I've kind of been doing like when we first start where um he usually sees me have the ball and so the first one is kind of like he does a little bit of a zoom, but it's still kind of somewhat focused, if that makes sense. Um yeah, I have been starting things with like some fetch and some ball searches, and that does maybe now that's kind of our routine, but it seems like it's kind of yeah, a good way for him to start.
yeah, that could be like I've definitely toggled between both of them, Heather, like when depending on I don't know what Zuzu was giving me, but that seems neat, Rachel, what you just said, like fetch or something that's maybe not searching to like engage with you and then get him in like the right arousal state and then be able to like do a search task.
It
Like,
almost feels like the ball's on the table, like we know that it's probably going to come out, and so then he's a little bit more ready to search or
yeah,
something.
yeah.
How's his ball play been?
Um, I still like have to he'll like do the chomping and he'll spit it out and and like I still have to wait a little bit for that, but it's pretty consistent. Like it's rare now that I have like oh boy, now I can't get the ball back.
Yeah. Well, that's great.
That happened. Yeah, that happened once. I used to have a couple balls like in a bin in my car, and he figured that out, and he would open the bin and take the balls out, and then I would have to like pull over and do the whole like figure out how to get the balls back type of thing. And now there aren't balls in there, and so now that hasn't happened in a while.
Yeah. He's a tricksy guy.
Yeah, he's very smart.
Hmm. Yeah. Okay. Well, cool. Thank you, Rachel. I think
Yeah.
we'll jump in for everybody else now. It looks like Taylor posted first. So Taylor, you said you're in your car, so you need somebody else to share while I am pulling up. Do you wanna get us caught up to date, or do you want me to just read stuff? Oh, Taylor says go with Ann first. Ann, you're up. So Ann, do you want me to pull up your YouTube video while you or do you want me to read for you? You're muted. Still muted.
Well, unmuting would help, wouldn't it? Yeah.
It would. Yeah.
Either way, yeah. You could read and I could pull up or vice versa if you've got it.
Great. Yeah, I've got it pulled up. Okay. Yeah, I've got it pulled up.
Um, you have the
So yeah,
video
go
up?
ahead.
Okay. So Zuzu's big breakthrough lately is when I've finished a session and I usually go sniff and like that's just like a go run around and be yourself. Lately she's not wanted to do that and has come back and is wanting to play again or have a reward for me or just walk with me, which is super exciting. And then, so I've started also trying to do toy searches with her, really just to build the engagement. It's a little bit of a litmus test, like before she couldn't do like toy searches, because she would be distracted by the environment that the focus on the toy like fell apart. So she would wind up just running and not really searching. Um, so lately she's made a lot of progress with in that situation, searching for odor and staying on task. So I thought I'd try to bring toy searches into it. Just it's almost like even harder for her than odor. So this is really like to just build focus on a search in the environment. So I'm curious. It's like a little bit different almost. I feel a little bit just because it's like finding the toy isn't like her number one. Um,
Yeah.
so I was curious, like kind of how I did it, if you had any tips or ideas, if you would do the toy search part of it any differently. I'm doing that with these purple rings you'll see. And then after that, so I guess that would be the first point. And then after that, I do my usual like feed bag, let her eat her cheese out of my treat bag, which she was asking for. And then I release her to go sniff, and she doesn't want to go sniff. So I give her a squeaky ball. And so this may tie into Tooma too. She like the rings she'll give up easily. The squeaky ball she wants to hold and possess and squeak. So I let her do that. And then I also then release her to go sniff. And she's like, no, I don't want to go without you. So then I just wind up walking the yard with her, which is really wonderful. And then I know I had this moment before when I did the go sniff reward, and now it's kind of coming up with this ball. I'm like, how do I end this in a way that isn't aversive, you know? So for right now, we like went inside and I gave her a chewy and she was like, that's great. And then I picked up the ball, but like in the field, you know, I won't have that. So I think thoughts on how I did the toy hide with the ring, giving her the ball at the end, how to end the session or anything I'm not thinking of would be amazing.
Cool. Right. God, seeing this amount of engagement and enthusiasm from, I mean, not that she's never been unenthusiastic, but
For this, directed
yeah,
towards this. Yeah.
yeah. Cool.
I think this last one is where she actually had to use her nose.
Nice. I'm sorry if people are listening to Skipper singing the song of his people.
Oh, I thought that was on my video because I had some dogs here making some noise while we were doing this too.
No, I've got Skipper and Niffler are separated right now because Niffler is going through heartworm treatment a second time.
Oh, poor thing.
And yeah, can't get his heart rate up, and Skipper is not good for anybody's heart rate. Yeah, it's very sad.
Oh,
Um, yeah, this
yeah.
looks awesome. I like this you're like sneaky like building it into this like really high engagement rapid fetch
Hmm.
and then like building these like sneaky little toy searches in. This is such a clever addition to like a two ball fetch game.
Great, great. And then here's when I gave her the squeaky ball. So I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
she's gonna kill it. Yeah, it's amazing how much more engaged and like chompy she is with that
Yeah,
squeaky
it's
ball.
totally different than those rings.
Yeah, yeah, the rings are very much so like we play this with Anne, and the ball is like, I'm gonna make this stop squeaking.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think here I had released her to go sniff, but she didn't really. And then I think a little bit after here, if you could jump time wise, but I think then I just walk with her for a little bit after that. That's why she's like, no, I don't want to go sniff.
Yeah, actually.
Then we just like kind of walk together like that to
Yeah.
end. Yeah.
Oh. It's so fun to get to see her open up like this, but like in an engaged way with you.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah,
Hmm.
she's such a fast dog. Yeah. So okay, just revisiting what your questions were. Um, thought on the ball possession at the end, how to eventually end the session, go to the porch for more cheese, carried the ball inside and then traded for a chew. Would she drop the toy for a scatter?
I think she would. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think she would. If I had some reserved cheese at that point.
Yeah, yeah,
I
you
need
might.
I always need like extra pockets when I do the feedback, but I think she
Yeah.
would.
Yeah, that would I like doing a big scatter. And then the thing to watch for is like Tooma will like sometimes he does well with the scatter, and I think we're getting there as he's been with us and we've had more like consistent and gentle methods with him. But when I first got him, when I did a scatter, he seemed to have learned that the scatter was the precursor towards the ball being taken away,
Mm.
and he would actually like his pupils would dilate and he would like tense up on the ball, and like he knew that the food being thrown on the ground was actually really upsetting to him.
Mhm.
And then sometimes he would drop the ball and then start eat, but he would like eat so fast that he was choking and then like put the ball back in his mouth. And if you like tried to pick up the ball, he'd like dive for it. And like it was a complete disaster. So don't do that. If you start seeing that, stop. Which I think you probably would have on your own. But I like the scatter. It works pretty well for most of my dogs. And
Yeah.
it's a nice, like, kind of arousal lowering. I think it does the same thing as a chew. I know Louise Wilson really likes doing a licky mat. She actually carries a licky mat with her in the field and
Mhm.
will like smear stuff on it so that you can like give the licky mat. I've never tried that. I have talked to a couple other people who like it.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, so that would also be potentially an option. But yeah, if
Yeah.
you don't need to get the ball back and can like let her run and chomp on it, at least sometimes, that might be nice.
Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
get little like squeeze tubes too of food if you
Mm,
want
Mhm.
like peanut butter consistency.
Mhm.
I've
Yeah.
used like baby food tubes essentially.
yeah.
There's like cat Go-Gurt basically.
Oh, wow.
The
What are
churros.
they called? Churros. Yep. Yeah, I
Yeah,
like
that's what
those.
Niffler got during his injections this week. I like,
Oh,
yeah.
And that I actually didn't have this thought until just this moment, but like I mean, I brought the ball out just because I was doing the hide with the rings, and I didn't know like how it would go.
Mhm.
Like if she'd be that interested if it wasn't there to continue to search for it, but she did. But so I brought the ball just because I knew she does love to squeak it. I may have a little more. Oh, there's I don't know if you can hear bagels. Um, but I also maybe
Bagels.
need the ball. There's a lot going on behind me. I'm so sorry.
Oh.
Like maybe I just stick with the rings. Also, like
You could give the ball as like a jackpot or like end of session
yeah, that's kind of how I was
too.
thinking of it. Like at the end. Yeah, I think that's worth continuing to explore and then maybe just work on like just experimenting with like a scatter or some kind of like licky food or something kind of soothing to end with after the ball, letting her squeak it.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I had toy play issues with Scotty for a while, getting the ball back because we had kind of painted it. Getting the ball back meant, well, the search should have been important too, but it meant that, ball time is over. But anyway, yeah, I ended up having to build it back with like a lower tier toy for him. So like a frisbee tug was good, and then once that he was consistent because it's easier for him to out on that and keep going. But I built in the scatter with that one, so like ending of toy play, scatter, take the ring back, which is easier than getting the ball back. And then once that was pretty patterned, then I gradually brought the ball back in with obviously not in the context of work where we needed it back in any timely manner, um, just to build back, you know, you don't need to keep away the ball from me, and then built back in, scatter ends this toy play, but then we'll like walk a little bit more and do it again, sort of thing. So it doesn't necessarily mean, you don't ever get your ball. But yeah, I would just err on the side of caution, because it can go south if you kind of create the problem that I did of, yeah, taking the ball back and they didn't think it was fair. So yeah,
Yeah, I like that building that pattern on something that's less valuable. I think
yeah.
is kind of what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
it seems
that
like the purple ring would be a good option for that.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, that sounds good. I maybe I'll start there and then only introduce the ball when that's pretty solid.
Or like kind of, yeah, maybe what you're doing where you could end it with the ball. And then you're like, all right, now we get to go inside and like ball doesn't come inside with us or something. Or I don't know if you have that context, but like you don't really have to worry about necessarily getting it back in
Yeah,
a
yeah,
troublesome way.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, that sounds great. Yeah, these are questions I'm happy to have to start thinking about.
I've also let Kanna and Kepler carry like put the leash on and just let them carry the ball. with
Hmm.
us for a little bit, just so it's not like leash slash ending cue means give up ball. It means,
Hmm.
oh, we're just gonna walk this way a little bit. And then they usually are like, oh, I'm more interested in, I mean, I again, herding dogs. I actually am gonna drop this and see why we're going this way, and then I pick it up.
Hmm.
Yeah. It's an exciting problem for you to have. Like,
Yeah, I'm very excited about it.
I feel like a year ago, or especially like 2 years ago, we wouldn't have necessarily expected to get to the point where this was the problem.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I'm gonna mute myself and go blow my nose for a sec. Um, so enjoy of Kayla free chatting.
Taylor, did you want someone else to bring your video up?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to have someone else because I'm on my phone.
I might be able to
If
do that. We have a second here. Let me
someone
see.
doesn't mind
Just make sure I can get
bringing it up.
my computers and
It's
the Patreon. Oh, wait,
it's
no. I got it.
Kanna stuff, as per is the usual with me right now. Um, Not that Kepler's not getting trained. He's doing great, but that's the thing. He's doing great. I'm not worried about him. He's fine. He can go be great. Um, well, do I need to wait? Oh, she's back. Okay, cool.
Hi.
Yeah,
Hello.
Yeah.
I've got the first one. Let me see if I can share.
Is it the good example or the bad example? I don't remember what I put first.
Let's see. I just did the first.
The first one is the less good, and then the second one is your ideal night search at
Okay.
home.
So it's Colorado. It's cold. It gets dark fast. We're searching at night in the dark. That's life right now. Um, the ideal one is more like, this is my goal for everywhere we go. The less ideal one is, dear Lord, we couldn't even find a toy in an empty parking lot and like play with it consistently last night. Ugh, I'm gonna be a better trainer by the time I'm done. But I guess after my questions, the videos aren't really like necessary for my questions, which is why I had Anne go first. Um, it's more of I've realized I'm really bad at, I guess, not conditioning, but like what's the word I'm looking for? Settling a dog in a new environment.
Mm, kind of
There's
acclimating.
acclimating. Thank you. Um, Acclimating. So I wasn't sure if anybody had suggestions for like what they do to acclimate and what they don't do because in the parking lot, Hannah really just wanted to. Now, granted, Kepler ran around and peed on everything, which was not helpful. But she wanted to go sniff everything and like pee in all the bushes and like it's a very people heavy place, but it's not. And there are dogs because it's in front of our local rec center, but I didn't really expect her to be that into smelling all the things and peeing. So like to me, I was like, okay, so that tells me you're not used to it. But when I do our sit test, you're like, yeah, I'm ready to go. Let's do it. And then you don't do it. And then she'll go and get the toy. And then she'll drop the toy and be like, okay, I got the toy. Let me go like sniff everything. And so the other thought I had was maybe just switching back to food searches, but with the full expectation that like I'm kind of to a point with her where I'm like, I don't think you're ever going to be a search dog. And I think I'm just doing this for my own edification and just like working through problems. So when I get another dog, like I have all this experience working with a dog that like isn't that into it in a way. And I'm
Yeah.
just like problem solving at this point. The other thing that we started with Canna that's new is we introduced her to rats for barn hunt. And now Taylor is going to be owning rats. Um, and she seemed not like, ooh, kill crittering, but just like, ooh, what's in here? So I'm like, oh, maybe we just switch you to barn hunt and agility and frisbee, and you are just the token sport dog. And we'll still do detection stuff because it's good for me to problem solve these problems and not just always have the Wonder Man Kepler um, out there doing things, cool things. So I guess the toy play stuff was really helpful, and I probably should go back and rewatch all of your stuff from a year ago. But I guess just acclimation stuff, ideas, like other than because like my usually I take them out, we go to a new place, we sit for like 5 minutes, I let her watch, I see if she can sit. If she sits in a normal amount of time, okay, great, we can walk. But obviously that's not enough.
Yeah, let's watch the video and then yeah, I've got some thoughts.
Ready? Come here. Ready? Kanna, sit.
And this video
Oh,
is
such a
after I made
good
her jealous of
sit.
Kepler playing with
Such a
me.
good sit. Come on. Go find your ball. Go find it. Go find it this way. Hey, we're searching over here. Good girl. Go find it. Did you find it? Oops. Did you find it?
Out of the car.
Did you find it? Oops. Did you find it? Go find it. Go find it. Find it. You find it? Oh, oh. He's so good. He's so good. Yeah.
That was still kind of choppy for me. Am I frozen now? No, I'm not.
Mm.
Um, yeah. Mm, and would you mind, that was pretty short. Would you mind resharing with optimized for video?
Yeah, I did optimize
You
for
did?
video. I
Okay.
thought I had a good connection, but maybe
Let
I don't.
me, I can do it.
Yeah, sorry. I thought I had a good connection. I did chat
No, good.
optimize, but it was
I
choppy
mean,
on my end too.
okay, yeah, and as Taylor said, like the video might not be the most important thing here. But just so that we can watch it again. It's helpful for all of us. So, okay. Here we are, we're at the car. We're tossing a toy.
Ready?
I
Come
was trying
here.
to like set up a search where
Ready?
she see it
Kanna,
fly,
sit.
want to go get it,
Oh, such a good
go get
sit.
it,
Such a good sit. Come here. Hey, go find your ball.
but not just a
Go find
fetch
it.
drill.
Go find it this way.
Yeah.
Hey, we're searching over here. Good girl. Go find it. Did you find it? Oops. Did you find it? Go find it. Go find it. You find it? Oh, oh my gosh. Good girl. Good girl. Good job. He's so good. He's so good. Cute. Cute.
Yeah. Do other folks have thoughts? I've got a couple different things, but I talk a lot.
Was the toy like right on the front of the car? Was that where she found it?
It did end up there. That was a very
Okay.
bad throw, but it didn't matter if I had it on the car. It didn't matter if it was in front of the car, to the side. Like it was the same grab and drop.
Yeah, what I'm kind of okay, so what I was thinking before the video is like what I've been seeing Lauren do in her Foundation's first puppy course with um Ren was her last puppy. What's her new puppy's name? Not Finn, not Goose. All of her dogs have single syllable names.
Archie.
Archie. Okay, that's why Archie breaks the rules. Um, um, she's doing a ton of like getting Archie out on leash and just doing really like tight little games with Archie at a bunch of different places where it's like we get out, we're not actually spending a lot of time acclimating. Like the expectation is we are just kind of getting right to work. Um, I can see if there's any, if I can find any videos of that that might be a little bit more useful. So that was what I was thinking before watching was like, just continuing to practice, like getting out. I think she is a softer dog than Archie and probably will benefit from like taking some time and like letting her absorb the environment a little bit and then doing some games to build up enthusiasm, things like I mean I would love to even just do like the right left pattern game. Are you familiar with that one?
Is it with cookies or
Yeah, it's with
toys?
cookies, and basically what you're watching for is how quickly are they finding the cookie reorienting to you, and then you drop on the other side, and what you want to see is like eat the cookie, look at you, eat the cookie, look at you, eat the cookie, look at you, like this really nice like rhythm. Um, like honestly, just taking that to like 5 or 10 new places and like getting to the point where you can do that consistently in a bunch of new spots would probably be a good like next step. Or yeah. Because what then watching the video, what I felt like I was seeing was a dog who was like, I think you were trying so hard to amp her up that like you were bringing all of the enthusiasm and all of the oomph to the session, and she wasn't giving you really anything. So then watching that, the other thing that came to mind is like, I think working on like maybe trying some of the like teasy games and things where you're like pulling the little snaky toy away and holding her back a little bit and then letting her like at the second that she leans into her collar, she's like getting it and like seeing if you can build any enthusiasm or oomph from her that way. I don't feel like I'm super skilled at this particular issue, but it did really feel like you were begging her to work and to do the thing, and she
Yeah,
did it, but I think that lack of enthusiasm, yeah, like and you saw it, like you're trying to fix it with your own like voice and demeanor, and that's not
not
the
yeah.
key, I think, right now. I don't know what is.
Well, in and that's kind of where I'm at the point of I don't think you're ever going to be a search dog because I take her to the agility field and she's yanking me in the fence, she's running like she's doing all the equipment and blah 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 like and or if I have the frisbee and we're doing frisbee like the difference is like it's like a different dog. Um
Hmm.
which, it's fine. I can switch sports. It's cool. But like it's also just okay.
Yeah, it's super disappointing. And yeah, and she's got a lot of skill, she's got a lot of talent in a lot of places. Yeah, and you're learning a lot, and you know that.
So I figured I'd toss it up in case somebody else has these issues and isn't just, forcing it with a dog that doesn't want to. But the
Hmm.
right left game is very helpful.
Yeah.
So we'll keep on keeping on. And then my master's present to myself will hopefully be this summer. Everything works out
Okay.
okay.
Good. Yeah, what other thoughts or questions do people have for Taylor? Anything else
Have
come
you
up for
done the
people?
frisbee hide with her?
I have not done a frisbee with her in a minute. We're currently out of frisbees that aren't going to cut up her mouth.
Mm.
Um, but I might try it with her and see if she'd find the frisbees better. I've also just thought about like she's a very food driven dog. Like will 10 out of 10 hunt down any food that she wants. And I've thought about just switching to food. It's just more of a pain in the butt than a toy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, I like how you're saying like what she wants, so I don't want to force it either. I was just curious.
Yeah.
And it's just gonna keep I think I'm just gonna keep on keeping on tweaking based on whatever and just not like the expectation for her is let's just see if we can have fun here.
Yeah, I think that's smart. And like, yeah, I particularly working through the like engagement stuff is always a good idea and always gonna be like a useful skill for you. So, um, yeah,
Cool.
no harm, no foul, and like practicing that. Yeah, I'd be curious to see maybe next month just to like trying to take that the cookie toss right left game on the road and like see if either it's getting better over the course of the month or if you can identify environments that are easier for her where you could get a toehold there.
And I would try that at home also
Mm,
first.
yeah, definitely. Well,
Cool.
yeah, yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. Excited to hear how her barn hunt journey goes too. Yeah,
Yes, I will keep you all posted. We
yes.
may introduce Kepi to barn hunt, but it will be completely different. Like her, I kind of just want to let her go wild. And I'm like, they're like, you don't have to, because we went to a trial. They're like, you don't have to train a final response. I'm like, yes, but Kepler is actually insane. I will be training a final response.
Yeah. Cool. Anything else? You can stick around for a little bit longer. Mm,
Okay.
I like that idea, and I forgot that you guys were doing that.
Yeah.
Seems like a lifetime ago.
Yeah.
Also, TJ Maxx, Marshalls, pet friendly,
Mhm.
but a lot of people don't know about it. At least in my area, people don't know about it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
does
went to
Missoula have
Cabela's
a
because they
like
have those like stuffed like moose
exactly?
and whatnot.
Uh-huh.
That I was like, that's next level. If like Zoo can engage with me with like a stuffed moose nearby, like I felt like that's
Yeah,
pretty
well, and
good.
Tooma actually had a very strong emotional response to bear odor.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, he had like two different meltdowns regarding bears. Not out in the woods, and I'm sure I mean, we ran across fresh bear poop every day, but one day we were getting off the boat and some hunters were getting off of their boat and had two fresh dead bears like that they had killed hours ago in like a wheelbarrow. And he was like apoplectic, like barking, screaming, kangaroo
Oh,
hopping, like yeah, lost his ever-loving
wow.
mind.
I don't think I've seen that from him.
No,
Interesting.
no, it was crazy. I was shocked. And like we had seen the bears, and I was like, okay, I'm putting the dogs on leash, and like I tried to get. We were actually probably 100 meters or so, maybe a little less away before then he like caught odor of them and was like, yeah, out of his skin. And then similarly, somebody from Alaska Department of Fish and Game came by to give us some salmon or something. I don't remember why he came by, but probably giving salmon. That's usually what people are doing. And he had been sealing bear carcasses, which is like so they like put a non-removable metal seal when something has been harvested legally. And he'd been doing that all day, and he showed up stinking of dead bear, and Tooma like would not let him anywhere near the gate. Like,
Interesting.
um, yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
So anyway, Cabela's would be really interesting. I don't
Yeah,
know. Does Cabela's or does Missoula have like a Cabela's or a Bass Pro Shop or any of those?
yeah, we do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, there's a Cabela's, right?
Actually, it's right by the pet store, and I need to get dog food soon, so that works out.
Yeah, but yeah, do keep in mind that he might be
Zuzu.
totally fine, but he might have like a really extreme reaction to taxidermy. So just be prepared.
Interesting. Okay, yeah, that is good. I mean, I've taken him to like Lowe's and Home Depot, and he
Yeah,
can search and like no problem. But yeah,
cool.
I didn't think Cabela's would like be any different, so I'll try that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, no, it was I have not seen anything quite like that. And the other, the thing with the guy, the Alaska Department of Fish and Game guy, he's like probably 6 foot something and has hair that's like down to his butt and like is kind of a weird looking, awkward, willowy guy. So that probably didn't help, but it really seemed odor based. Hi Taylor, good to see you. So again, the taxidermy might be totally fine because it won't smell like fresh dead bear.
Yeah,
What were you gonna say, Anne?
interesting.
Cool. Well, any last thoughts from Brooklyn or Robin? I haven't heard much from you guys. Well, thanks everyone. Get this recording up, and if it seems like this time worked for a lot of people, so I might just schedule February for around this same time.
Sounds
I
good.
don't have class on Fridays, so it's really convenient for me.
I didn't want to monopolize the time about Tooma, but thank you, Robin. Yeah. Yeah.
Lots
Yeah,
of
we all
lots of
learned
Tooma
from
talk.
the other ones too. Yeah.
Yeah, and actually, I guess if anybody has time to stick around, and well, I'll try to share some videos at some point, but Skipper is transitioning to searching outdoors sometimes now, and we had two really scary sessions where I put Wolfscat outdoors and he just ran over it like 50 times and was just like full on, yeah, spanning out all over the place. And then I did I did a couple really fast like click treat reps in the backyard, and then I had in my second session with him. So in my first session I had like probably 5 reps that all were like pretty scary, and he would stop and he would sniff it and then like move on and just keep, and this is like in our backyard, so not anywhere super exciting. It was just like, oh my God, these fucking spaniels. Um and then in our second session he did that the first time, and then on the second time, like every rep after that got better. And we are starting to see, I'm probably going to take him out right after this and see how things look. And part of I'm struggling with like how to layer in and change only one thing at a time really appropriately, because I want to be introducing ball play as a reward for hunting or searching, but it's hard to do that indoors safely. So I've been introducing it outdoors in the same session, and that's, obviously possibly changing some like arousal pictures pretty dramatically. And then I've also had a couple of my wolf scat samples I've like pulled out and they've been like completely molded and useless. So yeah, I'm also like trying to figure out how to make sure that they're super duper stinky and like the appropriate odor picture when like everything in our house is molding. Like it's 100% humidity all the time here, and like there's like condensation coming down my windows, and yeah, they went through the dehydrator and are still molding. Yeah. So I'll try to get some videos together to share with Skippy just so people can see where he's at. And hopefully this session that I go do with him right now is just like, okay, cool. It was like a 3 session thing, and we'll probably expect to see this as we keep changing search areas, but like we're seeing progress. And if we regress, I guess we don't.
Kayla,
Yeah.
because I know I'm in that course, and Lauren, I know she's
Mhm.
training like the indication and then like imprinting the odor like separately. Did you do that
Mhm.
with Skipper as well?
Yeah. Yeah, I've been kind of doing everything a little bit together, or a little bit separate and a little bit together, kind of depending on the session. But yeah, I worked through the indication with a bottle cap and then the bottle cap with the Kong, and kind of went through that way. What I haven't done yet as much of as Lauren, and I am working, I'm going back and going to be doing more, is more of the like lineups and more of the like really dialing in on the odor picture by having a bunch of identical containers and going back and like making sure that that piece is solid. Um, because I think when I'm just like placing things out, I think it's possible that it's kind of just like, well, this is the thing that was recently disturbed and the thing that was recently touched, and like, so yeah. I found that course just like insanely helpful. Yeah, she is such a good trainer. Oh, cool. All right. See y'all next month. Go train your dogs.
Sounds good. Thank you,
All right.
everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye, everyone.